Hey guys, how you doing? So this one right here is the Xiaomi 14T smartphone, and today we will check out all of the features this phone has to offer. So that includes the battery life, AI shenanigans, and a lot more. By the way, you will find a link to the smartphone down below in the description. Just like the Xiaomi 14T Pro, which I have recently tested, the non-Pro version is just as big. This one has a 6.67-inch display, but is a lot lighter with just 193 grams. That's 14 grams less. So this phone is available in 3 different colors. So we have that titanium gray one, you can get the titanium blue, or you can get the titanium black one. And to be honest, I love this titanium gray one. It looks much better than everything else. We got a metallic aluminum alloy frame, and on the backside we have the cameras. It makes up a huge part of your backside. You've got a triple cam setup with two 50 megapixel cameras and one 12 megapixel camera, but we will talk about those later on in the video. Those cameras sit on top of a metal element which has a slightly different color than the rest of the smartphone. It's a bit darker, and you need to know that you will see all of your fingerprints on your phone. A fine little detail is that your power button has this cool pattern on it, but there's no other benefit other than the looks of it. This phone is IP68 dust and water resistant, and you have a dual SIM card slot, but no extra slot for an SD card, so you're stuck with the storage that you get. When it comes to the display, the Xiaomi 14T is actually just as good as the 14T Pro. It lights up with a peak brightness of 4000 nits, but if you turn off the auto mode, you will get a sunlight mode, which will adjust the brightness for you in very sunny conditions. You can change the color scheme to a more vivid or saturated style, and you can change the color temperature. There is a reading mode, which will turn the screen a bit yellowish, which should help your eyes to relax when you're reading. The 14T has a 144Hz display, which you can also trim down to just 60Hz or leave it in the auto mode. And you got Dolby Vision, HDR10+, and watching videos on the smartphone is a pleasant experience. You got sharp contrast thanks to the OLED display, poppy colors, and you also have very slim bezels all around your smartphone, which really looks nice. Now on this phone you have a screen to body ratio of 93.3%. Now as for the sound, you got a pair of stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos support and an equalizer to play around with. And I would say that the sound is loud enough and the quality is great as well, but that's how it sounds like. Sport watches. We will check out the battery life, what features they have, health, fitness and GPS tracking, and I guess let's start with the specs, the price and the design. Now when it comes to the battery life, right here we have one of the biggest differences to the Xiaomi 14T Pro. This one right here only supports 67 watts wired fast charging, which isn't bad at all, but it's not the 120 watts charging that you get on a Pro model. So with the 67 watts charging, it takes about 45 minutes to fully charge the smartphone, but unfortunately there is no wireless charging, which is again only a feature that you get on the Pro model. By the way, over here in Germany you will not get a charging brick and just the charging cable. Now the 5000 mAh battery is quite big and should last you around 12 hours on continuous use, which is again 1 hour less than on the 14T Pro. Let's get to the HyperOS and the features. And you need to know that Xiaomi promises 4 years of OS and 5 years of security updates. Now as for your storage options, I already told you that there is no way to expand it, but at least you get to choose between a 256, 512 and a 1 terabyte of internal storage, and about 10 gigs are already used up by the system and another 16 gigs are used up by some system files. The Xiaomi 14T has a fingerprint sensor underneath your display, and this one works normally pretty good, and you have a face detection, and this one is just as good. By the way, you also have different fingerprint effects like a neon effect, you got starlight or dream. So actually this phone has a few AI features, but some don't work yet, like the AI subtitles. This one is only available for beta users right now, but at least you have some photo and video enhancement features. Within the AI image engine, you will find a super resolution which upscales the resolution of your videos. You have AI HDR enhancement, which brings out more detail in the lighter and darker areas of your pictures, and you have MEMC, which will add additional frames to your video for a smoother look. Then you got some other normal stuff like gesture controls like the 3-finger screenshot, or you can double press the power button to open up your camera. You have a one-handed mode, a second space in case you want to hide something from your girlfriend or you have someone else that shares the smartphone with you, and you also have some floating windows. All pretty standard. By the way, you have an always on display mode, which you can also customize with a selected background, or you can use different digital and analog clocks. Another major difference to the Pro model is the chipset. In here you will find the MediaTek Dimensity 8300 Ultra, which you will also find in phones like the Poco X6 Pro. Now this one is more than good enough for your everyday usage with no lags, even if you're working on multiple things at once or if you swipe around quickly. So like always, I tried playing Genshin Impact on the highest graphics settings, and surprisingly I had no lags even without the game booster. At least for most parts. As soon as you get into a bigger fight, it will lag a bit, but then you have the booster and everything is back to normal. So like I said, you have a game booster with a performance mode, there's a voice changer, you can open up apps while you're playing, even though I think they would only get in your way. There is a D&D mode, you can screen record, and there are even some more features. So like the Pro model, this one is actually good for gaming. As well as, we have the cameras. As I said, you have a triple cam setup with a 50 megapixel main camera with OIS, a 50 megapixel telephoto, and a 12 megapixel auto wide angle lens. And I have to say that the OIS on this one and on the Pro model work exceptionally well. You can shoot videos in 4K resolution and 60 FPS, and your front camera takes pictures with 32 megapixel, and you can record videos with 4K in 30 FPS. As for your photo mode, you of course get a portrait mode with which you can zoom in and out. There's a pro mode, you can scan documents, night mode, short video, long exposure, and even more. Now when it comes to your normal pictures, I really like them a lot. Even in the Leica natural picture mode, you will get some poppy colors, a good contrast and sharp details. And only if you zoom in very far, like a 5x zoom, pictures won't look that sharp anymore. 2x zoom is still good, but 5 or 10x zoom is too much and I would not recommend it. I also tried out the portrait mode and the selfie camera, and you will get a nice background blur with a good separation of the object from the background. The pictures look sharp and you have good detail in them. Close-up shots with the camera isn't really a good idea as your pictures aren't as sharp as your normal pictures, but the ultra-wide angle camera is good. I barely see a difference if I compare these pictures with my normal ones, and you can even zoom in on those pictures and they will still look good. And guys, there we have it. That's the Xiaomi 14T. Now if you liked that video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more tech reviews. And I guess with that one being said, I will see you in the next one. Peace.